Hi, Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health. So I wanted to explain my story to you in case you haven't heard it. Now, somebody asked me the other day why I do what I do, why I do this business, why I do it all on Facebook. And it's because I want to share with you what happened to me and how I overcame that. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are in a similar situation and are feeling a little bit lost and don't know where to go. They're not feeling supported. So this is why I'm here, to support the people who were in the same position that I was in. So when I had my son 11 years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition and I was okay for about 2 years. I just went along, didn't look into it at all, just took the medication, thought that'll be fine, that's all I need to do. Then literally overnight, I just went downhill. I started getting heart palpitations. I started gaining weight. I was like finding it really difficult to go to the gym because I went to the gym a few times a week. I played first grade tennis. I was super active. I was running every day and these things were becoming harder. I wasn't sleeping. I started to, every time I go to bed, my heart would pound. I would only sleep 2 hours a night. So I would go to the doctors, that were so-called helping me, medicate, and I'd go to the doctors and they say your medication levels are fine, there's nothing wrong with you, just deal with it basically. And this happened on and off for 2 or 3 years. I just kept going back, going help me, help me, help me, and they kept on thinking this girl keeps coming back, there's nothing wrong with her. And in the end they were telling me that it was all in my head and that I needed to see a psychologist. So I felt super alone. Nobody understood anything that was happening in my body. To not sleep for 2 years is pretty, it ruins your life. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to see people because I was gaining weight and I just had no energy. I didn't care. I was just so withdrawn. And so that's when I went to a doctor and she literally dismissed everything that I was telling her, and I just had to deal with it. So I left that doctor after paying her $330 with 0 results, 0 help, and I went straight out and I thought, 2 days later, I think it was, I went to a doTERRA workshop for my friend. I was going to support her. I was going to just, see what she had to offer. And after listening to that, I thought, this is what I really need to get involved in my life, like use these oils. So once they were delivered to me, I just started to use them here and there. And I could see these amazing results, not just for me, but for the children. Like my daughter had a cough. I put the diffuser on. By the time I got back into bed, she'd stopped coughing. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I've been taking medication for my thyroid for 3 years and it's making me feel worse, actually, to the point where it almost killed me. I almost had a heart attack. So, and these things were just, starting to make me feel better. I was getting a little bit better sleep. And I just really, it started to open me up to the world of natural healing. So I just started then going, you know what? I don't need a doctor right now. I'm going to do this myself. And I started to research and I invested in so many products, programs. The first program I invested in was, a nutrition plan. It kind of, benefited me. There was bits and pieces of that. But over the years, I just started to try everything, every supplement, every herbal, whatever it was. I started changing everything in my home to natural products. No more toxins in this house. I reduced, we didn't really eat bad, so the nutrition thing wasn't too bad, but we reduced gluten, dairy, all of those things for me and the kids. And things really started to change physically for me, but I just couldn't get to where I wanted to go. I wanted to be normal again, where I felt amazing and I could play with the kids and things like that. So then I had a friend who kept going, you need to do the emotional work. And I'm like, emotions, I don't have those. The emotional thing is very difficult to dive into, but you need to. everybody should be doing work on their emotions. We all have things we need to work through. And basically my life, I ignored all my emotions. I pretended I didn't have any. And anything that came along, I just blocked it. And that was also a massive issue for me. So I started doing the emotional work, and then the spiritual work came into it, and absolutely everything. And that is when I found healing, and I started to feel things again. And, you know, it was just a whole different lifestyle for me. And like, look at me now, and I wouldn't even be able to talk to you without my heart pounding previously. So now I'm, you know, exercising again. I don't do what I did before, because you have to relearn what you need to do for your own body. You have to start listening to your body. And that is what was a major learning curve for me, was listening to my body. I didn't listen at all. That was giving me signals like it's going, you know, quietly, hey Naomi, this isn't working for you. Or, you know, you get little signals, and then you get bigger signals, and then you get a crash, because that is you're not listening. And you crash because your body's like, listen here, you've had enough. You need to change what you're doing. And it will happen if you don't change what you're doing. So if you're getting little signals in your body, it could be a headache. It could be little gut issues, a little bit of bloating after you eat. It could be anything, little like pain in the shoulders. All sorts of things can be happening. If you're not sleeping properly, these are all signals that there's something happening in your body that you're not paying attention to. So start listening and using your intuition and letting your body guide you to what's wrong with you. But this is why I wanted to start sharing my story to help other people. And yes, it's turned into a business, but like that's how it is. And but for me, it's more about helping prevent other people from being where I was. And I've completely, honestly, lost faith in the medical system after what I went through. Plus, I had 2 children, when they both got to about 4 years old, had gut issues, and doctors didn't help me there at all. I spent hundreds on them as well, thousands on myself, you know, a fair bit on them, and it was just nothing. There was no help. And I have helped the kids with their issues. You know, they've been drinking aloe vera and celery juice. We don't have toxins in the house. All those things have helped. So I found I've lost a lot of faith in the medical system. I'm not saying you can't use the medical system or anything like that. I'm just telling my story of, you know, I have no faith because doctors were telling me I was crazy. And when you know, if you had a friend who was telling you were crazy and you know you're not, do you want to be friends with that person anymore? Same with, you know, I had several GPs, 3 endocrinologists, all do the same thing to me and dismiss me and give me no healing tools whatsoever. Nothing. No nutrition, nothing to heal. It was just get another blood test. Here's some medication, up your medication, lower your medication. That was it. And I would ask them, is there something else I can do? And they'd look at me like, what else could you do other than medication? So that is, I just wanted to tell you because I know a lot of people resonate. I have told people my story and they go, oh my God, that happened to me too. Or they tell me their story and I'm like, I totally know what you're talking about. I've been there. So that's why I'm telling you this. Because a lot of people don't know it. I just get on here and, you know, share a lot of things, but this is the actual story. And there's a lot of things going on, you know, in my house, in my home environment that were very stressful and toxic. And that was keeping me sick as well. There was so much that was keeping me sick. There were other people in my life that were toxic as well. You know, you hang on to them because they might be family or old friends or whatever. But I learned what was good for me and what wasn't. And it was okay to release those people out of your life. Not saying that I wasn't a part in anything. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes when you are mixed with different people, it can change who you are and how you are. So that is what I wanted to share with you. So if you resonate, let me know, like drop a comment if you've been let down by the medical system, or if you've had to go through the healing process yourself, or if you've had no support, I found that people didn't understand what I was going through. So they couldn't comprehend. Like, I think they just thought I was lazy, and I am the furthest from lazy. I used to be like 100 miles an hour. I learned that's what also got me in this position and made me sick, because I didn't slow down. I didn't stop when I needed to. I didn't listen to my body. So now when I don't feel great, it's okay if I sit on the lounge in my pajamas. It's okay if you do these things. It's okay if the washing up isn't done. It's okay if you haven't folded the clothes or whatever. Those things, when I was sick, I was still doing them and driving myself into the ground. So I learned that it doesn't matter. Those things just don't matter. What matters is you can't help anybody else or do any of those things if you're not well. So nurturing yourself is the most important thing, and educating yourself is the #1 tool for getting better. Educating yourself. Do not rely on anybody else to make you better. Like, you're not going to go to a doctor and get a massive list of how to heal yourself if you're in a really diseased state. So this page is for your education, and so you can resonate with somebody if you're going through the same thing. I hope that, you know, you can reach out to me if you're going through those things, and message me, pop a comment, you know, a little hi if you totally get what I'm saying. But this is why I started it, to prevent you from going through all the things that I went through. I spent a lot of money, time and energy on things that didn't work for me. So I want you to, you know, I guess sometimes you learn through your own mistakes. Like me telling you step by step how to do things, you might not resonate with. You have to learn for yourself sometimes. But please, if you're lost and you don't know what direction to go in, just message me, because this is what I'm here for. This is what I do every single day, and these are the people that I'm helping. So I just wanted to share my story so you could resonate. And yeah, let me know if you need some help or you want to reach out.